What's up guys, Matt here with BleepinJeep, everything off-road, none of the boring stuff, and today have I got a treat for you. This is the coolest tool you never knew existed. What does it do and how does it work? Today we're going to find out. This tool I haven't had that long, but it's already my prized possession out of all the tools I own. It's just a great conversation piece. What I want to do is I want to give you 6 hints or clues, and I want you to try to figure out what this is and what it does before I get to the reveal. So let's go over the description first. It's a barrel. On the inside it has this little threaded piece. It's got 2 holes, and this part is threaded here. It's got some knurls on the outside. It's got 2 holes on the back and a hole in the middle there with a protrusion. The base is about 6 inches by 1 3/4, and it has a nozzle. The nozzle has 1 hole in the side, a knurl here, small hole on this side and a large hole on this side, and it screws into the base like so. So that's hint number 1. Do you guys know what it is yet? Hint number 2 is it's vintage from World War II. At least that's what I was told by the person who gave this to me. Clue number 3, it comes with an additional nozzle. This nozzle screws in and replaces this nozzle, and the other end is slightly larger than the first nozzle. Clue number 4 is it comes with another accessory, this hook. It's got a handle, a sharp end with a hook. Clue number 5 is that this is now obsolete. It's really heavy, and there has since been an invention which sort of does what this does and replaces it, although this is really cool as a conversation piece and could still find some use around the shop. Alright, what are your guesses? Do you guys know what it is yet? I'm going to give you one last clue. It uses air. I'm not going to say how it uses air, but it does. That's your clues. Can you guess what it is? If not, we're going to show you what it does. All right, have you figured it out? This is your last clue, actually a giveaway at this point. We're out on the trail, you hit a rock or something and you damage your valve stem. What do you do at this point? Haha, are you starting to figure it out? I'm super pumped to show you guys this because this was beyond exciting the first time I saw this work. So here is the first part of the tool. You take this, you shove it in, and you pull that valve stem right out. Now, what's going on the inside of the tire, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I actually have a camera on the inside. Check this out. The tool reaches in, grabs the valve stem, pulls it out, and if this is a good valve stem, it doesn't even do any damage. So not only does the tool pull the valve stem, but it also grabs onto it so it doesn't go flying across the room. How cool is that? Now, if you thought that was cool, that's just the beginning. This is where it gets really interesting. So you take this part of the tool, you take a new valve stem, and it screws into this little hole right here. I bet you can guess what's going to happen next. So it helps if you take a little bit of lube it up, then we're going to take the appropriate nozzle, put it over the top, and screw it down. Are you ready for this? The next thing you need is a little bit of compressed air. You can just use regular compressed air, but I've got this CO2 power tank here. We're going to use that. Now, this is where it gets exciting. You put your air on here, right? You got your valve stem already loaded. What you're going to do is hold this sucker onto the hole and brace for impact as you give it a shot. Are you ready? How cool is that? Now you unscrew it, and your valve stem repair is complete. Now what happened on the inside of the tire, you asked? Well, I'm glad you did, because I have a camera inside. Let's check it out. So the compressed air shoots that valve stem, compresses it right through the hole, just like a bullet, comes shooting out the other side. How cool is that? You guys want to see that again? Because I do. Let's get you closer this time. All right, so this is a good valve stem, but just to show you, you can reuse it just by putting this in there, pulling it out. Didn't fly anywhere, just stuck right there. Now we're going to open this tool, push this back in. We're going to screw the valve stem down into the hole. It's already got some grease on it, so we should be good there. We're going to put the nozzle back on, screw it down. I assume that these holes are for accidental explosions in case something doesn't go right. All right, you're going to put your air on. I'm going to hold it down. Brace for impact. 3, 2, 1. All right, how cool was that? Now what you have to do is pull it back out to seat it, unscrew it, and you are finished. Let's take a look on the inside in slow motion. That sucker comes squeezing through there like a 5-day-old used burrito. All right, so don't go anywhere yet. I still have a lot of cool stuff to show you, but how cool is that? So the different nozzle is for a different valve stem. The bigger ones are used on tractors and stuff like that. But can you imagine the reason that this was invented? I would imagine because of the battlefield, right? You're in the middle of a battle on the battlefield during World War II. You lose a valve stem, something happens to it. You don't have time to change a tire in the middle of that battle, right? This thing would have saved you so much time. And if you didn't catch that, that's the reason this thing was invented. Normally, to put a new valve stem in, you have to break down the tire, pull the tire off the wheel, put the valve stem in from the inside out. This would have saved me and so many others countless time if only I knew it had been invented. But it is heavy. You have to have compressed air. And remember, I said it is now obsolete. What do I mean by that? Well, now there's something called the Colby valve, Ultimate Tire Valve System. And this thing does pretty much the same thing. You can install a valve stem. It's a different type, but it installs from the outside of the wheel without having to break down the wheel. And you can do it in less than a minute. Let me show you how it's done. Okay, I said less than a minute. Let's see if I can follow through. Start the timer now. Okay, now you put the new one in, push it in. Now all we have to do is tighten it in the tightened direction. Okay, come on, baby, come on. All right, what's my time? What am I looking at? Here we go. Once it gets tight, it is seated. That's it. Whew! How much time was that? Not only that, but it comes with a little metal valve cap as well. And what was that? We installed that whole thing in like 30 seconds. So I was so impressed with these Colby valves that I became a dealer. You can now buy these on my website. It comes in a little 2-pack. You can get them for less than you can on Amazon from me on my website. And I recommend that you have these on the trail for a spare, for not just you, but for a buddy. Maybe you run across somebody on the trail. How cool would it be to pull up to somebody who's messed up their valve stem and both of you guys are rolling again after 1 minute? These are super fast to install. So BleepinJeep.com/store. I'm super pumped about those, but not only that, just to show you guys this tool. I wish I could be a dealer for this 50 years ago. How cool would that be? I'm pumped to show you this and hope you are too. All right, well, that concludes the coolest tool you never knew existed, and I guess I can't say that anymore because now you and everybody else knows that this does exist. If you enjoyed the video, please share it with your buddies. That way everybody can know this thing exists. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any information on this, I really honestly don't know much about this. The guy that gave it to me said that it was from World War II, and that's about all that I know. When was it invented? Was it ever used during the war? Can you get more? Are they available to purchase? I have no idea. If you guys know, please let me know. All right, guys, I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.